Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Life
Yes.
Impact Tuesday with Dr. Andre and Pam Golliday. We're so excited to be back with you. We've been gone
Yes.
for a little season, but we're back and we're ready to impact your life with some perspectives and some things you may want to consider in your life.
Absolutely. All right, Linz and Nicola and I saw Pastor B and who was that? I can't say it.
That's
Sister
so,
Tamara. All right.
Sophie.
Thank y'all for joining us tonight. And as Prophet said, we're ready to share some stuff with you guys. So we hope you came ready and expecting to hear something that'll impact your life. All right, here we go.
All right, so tonight we're going to talk about reboot for enhancement. Reboot for enhancement. So, a proper valuation of things leads to the most effective way to get the best results out of all our encounters in life.
So think about it. So if you're going to go in particular or on purpose to encounter something in life, one of the ways to get the best effect out of that encounter is for you to have a proper evaluation of where you're going, why you're doing it, who you're doing it with, who's going to be a part of this. If you evaluate those things or put the right value on it, that's the best way for you to get the most out of it. All right.
Right. So we believe that valuations come from being consciously aware of details before entering any kind of arena or encountering anything. It's important to be consciously aware of the details.
That's right. So if you're going to go into an encounter and you want to put the right value on that thing or that particular encounter, we believe that you have to be aware in order to do that, and you have to consider the details, like what it's all about, who's a part of it, why, where, what's the projected outcome of it, what kind of material am I going to receive. So if you consider the details, the specific details, that to make oneself embrace the moment correctly. So in other words, you don't want to go into any moment and not embrace that moment correctly through not being aware, and not being aware causes you not to put the right value on it. So then you won't actually get out of that encounter everything that you're supposed to.
And you don't want to go into any encounter or any arena and not get out of it what you went to get out of it in the first place.
Exactly.
And that happens a lot. A lot of times, I personally done it, going places and didn't really consciously make myself aware of the details of what I was going to get. So even though I was there, I didn't get what I should have gotten from being there because I wasn't consciously aware.
Right.
And so we know this is a thing.
It is a thing. And you know it's a thing too, because if we were consciously aware of the details of all of our encounters, we will put the right value on all of them and we will get maximum result from every one of them. But we haven't gotten maximum result from all of them, and we're just walking back the process, showing you why that is. Because a lot of times we go into things and we're not really aware of all the details. We kind of just go into things, just a matter of fact, and then the results are minimal because the right value was not put on that encounter. All right, now watch this.
So if this resonates with you, or you've experienced this before, or you now are becoming aware, like, wow, that's happened to me, I can relate to this. Let us see that. Say something to us about that in the comments, and let us know you with us and you understand what we're saying.
That's right.
So the next point is awareness. This is big. Awareness comes from considering specific details to make yourself embrace the moment correctly.
Right.
So you can't, it's not wise to go into teaching sessions, lesson sessions, to the doctor, on your job, in business meetings, not open to consider the information that's being put before you.
Right. And so that is big. That's where awareness comes from. So the only way I can be aware of the moment is if I consider details before I go into the moment. And how many times have we just gone into moments without considering the details? That's how you get into moments not being fully aware of what's about to happen, what should be happening, what you should be expecting. And if you don't do that, you don't value the moment, right? And you don't get the results from the moment. So that's really a formula that we just walk back from the point of literally getting results all the way back to why we sometimes don't get the results that we want. And we're going to teach you tonight how to reboot.
Yes.
We're going to teach you how to reboot that consideration. So from now on, you'll know how to go into moments the right way, so you get the results out that you're really after.
That's right.
That's what tonight is all about.
And that comes from considering specific details so that you go into every moment able to extract
out of those moments. That's right.
The vital things that you need for your life. Why go sit and listen to specific things if you weren't going in there to get something to take out with you to impact your life with it? That comes when you consider specifically the details in those moments. Right. Now, our next point is whatever state you are currently in life, this is a big deal too. A surefire way to enhance your life is to reboot your consideration game.
Yeah, so think about it. So from anywhere you are, whatever you're doing, whatever stage you're at, if you really want to enhance your life a little bit, just imagine if you learn how to reboot your ability to consider before you go into things, that one action alone will guarantee you better results in all the rest of your encounters from that time on. So this is really about giving you a way to enhance your life, a quick fix to enhance your life, by learning how to reboot your consideration game.
Yes. See, because when you reboot your consideration game, when you put yourself in a church setting, you put yourself in a learning session, you put yourself in front of your doctor, your physician, or in front of your dentist, or whoever you put yourself in front of, you will consider or contemplate what the information that's being given to you to be able to make a good decision so that your life moves forward as a result of you being in front of whoever it is that you're going to get the information
whatever the encounter is. That's right, Prophet.
So when you're,
that's big.
Yeah, so when you're considering, you're not closed. You don't come into sessions or meetings with your mind already made up, the way you're going to think about it, the way you're going to do it. So no matter what is said, you all set, you're going to stay in the same position. That's really putting yourself at a great disadvantage.
That's right. We talked about that. We were talking about that a little earlier today. We were talking about how a lot of times people can get stuck within their own thinking and not know it. And one of the ways to break that pattern is to up your consideration game. Because if you start considering details about who you're getting ready to sit in front of, who you're getting ready to talk to, who's getting ready to come into your presence. If you learn how to consider, it'll make you start listening on a whole nother level. And now you can get out of your own thinking. But if your consideration game is low, you will be stuck in your own thinking for the rest of your life. And that's what we're trying to break.
And like my granddaughter says, I don't want it. I don't want that.
No, we don't want
I don't want to be stuck in my own thinking because, I've learned over the years that I've been on the planet, certain mindsets, mentalities, and perspectives don't allow you to go to certain geographical locations.
That's right.
So if you want to continue to increase in life and to move forward, there are certain types of thinkings that aids in that forward movement, that upper level lifestyle. And then there's certain attitudes, mentalities, and perspectives that keep you stuck in certain places because every attitude and perspective can't dwell in every geographical location.
Yes, that's right. Case in point, when we were ready to move into our dream home, I learned some stuff about this level that I didn't know at the level that we were at. And I do this as a, as my side thing. I do real estate. And there's so many things that I learned from this that I never knew before. So it's like my thinking had to change. I had to be open to consider some new information because taking that old game into this process would have just ended up with me not getting done what I was trying to get done.
Yes.
So this is really good what we're teaching you guys. I mean, think about it. You can really enhance your life immediately just by telling myself, I'm gonna reboot my consideration game.
Yes. I'm gonna reboot my consideration game.
That's really
good.
You
need to say that out your mouth because you need to hear yourself saying, "Look, I'm not closed.
Yes,
I'm not stuck with my own knowledge and my own head and my own thinking.
Yes,
I'm up in my consideration. I'm rebooting for my consideration because I need to reconsider."
That's right. That's right, Sister Mary. Sister Mary said, "I don't want to be stuck." I know that's right, and we with you. We don't nobody want to be stuck.
No, you don't.
And this is a powerful thing we're teaching you tonight. Because you literally can get unstuck. No matter how many years you have been, you can teach yourself, prepare yourself to consider differently and get out of being stuck. Isn't that awesome?
Yes,
Glory to God. That's right, Brother Leon said, that's right.
That's right.
All right. Now we want to give you some, some examples. We've been talking about.
I got one statement.
Okay. I'm sorry.
So the next statement I want to make is over time, we can
Mhm.
all fall into dullness in
And
considering.
considering.
So over time, we can start becoming indifferent about
Mhm.
considering what's being said, why it's being said. Why
Yes.
am I hearing this? If I get to hear certain things, why is that? Could it be because I'm supposed to be hearing this because this is really how I'm going to go to the next level, or this
Wow.
is really how my health is going to improve, or this is really how I'm going to have a better relationship with my family and my friends? Is that why I'm hearing this?
Mhm.
So when you up your reconsideration game, it puts you in a position where you don't fall into being dull in considering over time. Isn't that true?
That is very true, and it is very good. And I'm going to tell you, the reason why that's so powerful is because a lot of times the information that we need to go to the next level, we're not familiar with it. So it's something that we would never think about.
Mhm.
That's the reason why we have to get information from outside sources.
Mhm.
Because if you just keep running with what you know, that may not be the information that it takes to get you where you need to go.
Yeah,
It may not be.
that's right.
All right. That's
So
important.
we're going to give an example. If you were going into
Example of we want to give you some examples of some detail. Like we've been saying, paying attention to particular details.
Mhm.
This is an example of what some details could look like when you want to reboot your consideration.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So if you were going into a session with the doctors like the one tonight,
Like tonight, you would in a session with us. All
Mhm.
right.
what if you would have done an exercise of writing down all the things about us that you consider important reasons why you should be spending time with us?
Think about it. What if you had just sat down and done an exercise? Say, let me write down all the reasons I think it's important for me to be listening to the doctors tonight. And you just made a list, just considered all the stuff like this.
Mhm. Things like our years of experience.
What if you wrote that down? The doctors have 23 years pastoral experience, 36 years of marital experience, 50 plus years of life experience,
Glory to
whatever.
God.
Just imagine if you had made a list of that. What else?
Our track record,
Mm-hmm.
our results,
Mm-hmm.
our integrity,
Mm-hmm.
our relationships with God that produces revelations.
Think about it. You all hear us teach revelation, powerful spiritual truths that you never heard before. Think about if you were to consider there has to be a relationship with God behind that. This doesn't come out of every vessel.
Mhm.
What if you had considered that and just wrote it down? Okay, what else?
Imagine how you could prime your heart to be good ground and produce more hundredfold returns.
You could prime your own heart to be
That's
good ground
good.
by considering
Mhm.
before you go into it.
Mhm.
Imagine if you were to consider all of those things about us before you got on this session tonight. How would you have valued the time you get to spend with us? You would, it wouldn't be like, oh, we got to get on tonight. It would be like, no, man, we get to have an audience with the doctors. We get to pick their brain, get some wisdom from their mind. Think about the difference in your heart receiving what we say.
Mhm.
We're just using us just as an example.
Mhm.
We're a good example to be able to show you what we mean by reboot your consideration.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So the exercise we just gave you an example
The one we
about,
just mentioned.
the one we just mentioned. Why don't you do that tomorrow, Lord's will, before you get on Retain the Reign, as a way for you to reboot your consideration and see how it enhances your life when you're listening to us give the information from the Word of God
Yes.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's a really good exercise.
It is. That's a
Doc.
great exercise. Why
Yes,
don't you
it
try that
is.
tomorrow? Say, okay, I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna write out my consideration list,
Mhm.
all the things I consider about them that's very important
Thank
to me.
you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I'm gonna do that tomorrow.
Mhm.
So when I get on, I'm gonna have my heart already primed to be
Thank
good
you.
ground for everything they're going to teach us.
Mhm. Thank you for the comment.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yes.
So it's a good thing y'all got on here tonight. So you learn how to get your life enhanced.
Yes.
And just about how long? About 10 minutes.
15 minutes.
15 minutes. So you can learn how to get your life enhanced. Isn't that beautiful?
Yes, it is.
All right. So that's all we have for you guys tonight. We hope that it was insightful. And most of all, we hope that it was impactful.
Yes.
And we believe if you practice this, you will enhance your life and you will get different results.
Yes.
All right.
Well, God bless you. We hope to see you tomorrow at our Retain the Reign service
Yes.
here live on Facebook at 7:30 p.m. or you can
7:30
watch it on our YouTube channel. So we look forward to seeing you then. All right. God bless you. We want to see you prosper and go with grace.